Chase makes. Said TDS test.
Alright, there we go. We are live, we are ready. It has been a little bit since we were gathered here today. I have done a little bit of work. I don't remember exactly how much has changed since my last stream. But anyway, welcome back everyone. So, as you can see, Christmas event is going on. I haven't done the thing for today, but we can do that in a bit. Now, as you might see, there's a couple changes. First one being that there's just a bunch of radar towers everywhere. My plan is to put well, not all of the radar towers, but most of them in the center of the sky cities. So if you look out, each one of them is like pushed out into different parts of the map. This is the one I'm working on right now. Essentially, each one has a radar tower above it, and I'm gonna make a sky city that floats above that part of the map. Anyway, as you can see, I have a couple hyper tools going around. And some things have changed. For example, we have a bunch of power boosters, a lot of super loops. Got a decent amount of power going at the moment. We also have everything unlocked. We've got only these left, really, because management, all this is unlocked, all of this is unlocked, all of this is unlocked. Everything is unlocked, which means I can really customize whatever I need to and play around with it. Kind of what I was doing over here. And then, if you notice, you can kind of see some of the work that I'm doing. Whee! But yeah, this is basically the idea. A bunch of conveyor belts leading up from each node. Oh shit. Yeah, each node in the map, I'm going to be going through, adding a miner to each one of the nodes, and then bringing them up to here, and then I can decide what to do with each resource going forward. But yeah, it's kind of what I'm doing right now, while I'm looking around for all of the remaining hard drives and mercer spheres and sumer loops. I still need to go and get all of the ones in this world, which is kind of annoying because I like know where all of the sumer loops are, but I don't know which ones in this world I've gone to. And honestly, some of the remaining ones are going to be annoying to get to, but it'll just be like a chore that I have to get done. Anyway, so this is what we've got going on so far. Over here, at least, I've got to go, like, in this stream, we're probably just going to go around and put a bunch of miners down on all of these and have them bring the resources up to the platform up here. For now, I'm just building out the platform. I'm not really designing the Sky City for anything, and I'm just building as I'm going. But eventually, once I've put down miners and nodes across miners on the nodes across the map. I'll have all the resources coming up to various platforms, like this one, and then I'll design the machines for those platforms, so all of the Caterium will get made into Caterium wire, and then that'll get used into whatever parts I need it for, and we'll figure out the logistics of stuff, and then once I have all of my factory stuff working, I can then start designing the Sky City elements around it. You also might have noticed there's a giant tower over there. Now, this is in the Paradise Island kind of region. At least I think that was going to be a Paradise Island, but then they scrapped it. But there is a tower I set up over there. Originally, I just wanted to have a cool tower to look out upon the map from and have a cool view. But suddenly I discovered, through my YouTube algorithm, a great use for this location. So if you notice, it goes all the way up to the max build height. Whee! Yeah, it goes all the way up to the max build height. And there we go. And I have run power line and a water line all the way up there. So this way, I can fly up there with pretty much relative ease. And then there's also this right here. So there's a series of pumps that push the water up, and then the water comes down. And if you're vaguely familiar with this kind of system, you'll recognize that this is a water tower or a water well, which essentially you just have water that comes in, goes up the tube and then down the tube, and that way you only have to put pumps on one line, and it brings the rest of the water up to your various factories. Now, normally you'd only do this like once per build, so you would find a location on the map, like let's say over here, you'd put down a bunch of water resources in these various spots, and then you would have one water well that would like go up into the air, kind of like this, not as tall though, but it would go up into the air, and that would give all of the water pressure quote unquote, to move the water up there. So you'd only need to do the water well once, and then all of the water in the entire system would just go pushed, we would get pushed up to the factory parts. Honestly, I'm not explaining it in the best right now, but my idea is that this is the water tower for the entire world. So every water, like factory that relies on water, every factory that relies on water then needs to push it up high. It'll use this. I'll just have a long line of water running from here. My mom needed help. So, basically, this one water tower is going to supply the pressure for every water-based structure. So now that I have this here, I should never need to use pumps basically ever again, as long as I connect this water line to a structure. This will supply the pressure to everything. Theoretically. I don't know if this will actually work. I'm just taking a look at the mechanics as they were explained in the videos that I've seen, and just applying the principles to a much larger scale. Jesus Christ. My mouse keeps leaving the game and going into the corner or clicking on something. Anyway, other than this, there hasn't really been too many other changes. Honestly, the really big thing is just this network of sky. I don't know. I guess you could call them bridges, but that implies they go to somewhere. But yeah, all of those radar towers are going to have a city near them, like surrounded around them, or the tower will be like floating on top of a pod thing, I guess, and just float in the sky and cover the map. Because most of the towers cover the map, but then you have like some ranges here that's not covered. That's why you have a second radar tower. So yeah, most of them, that's where all of the sky cities will be centered around. And then all the pressure, all the water, shouldn't have to use pumps anymore. This should cover it all. And of course, I'm also going to be using this for an amazing view. It's a bit of a long journey, but when I unlock portals, I'll be able to just come over here and go over to the top, and it would be really nice. Also, I have to make it look nice, stylize it, and whatnot. But yeah, just like not even halfway up, you can see so much of the map. There, you can see my factory stuff so far. You can also see what I'm doing over there. Huh. It's just floating in the air. Yeah, but this is what I mean by I was planning on making this into a tower, just a viewing tower. Because from this height alone, you get such a good view of the map. It does take a while to get up there though. Of course, not every radar tower is going to be used. Some of them I'll take down, others I'll move accordingly. But overall, that's where stuff is gonna be. So yeah, a lot of progress has been made, quote unquote. Not anything that I can really show off in terms of production, but I'm very pleased with how much I've been able to do. Had a very busy week. And yeah. It's always a bit of a rush, or at least I try to rush through everything that I've done when I do these live streams. I mean, no one watches these, but when I do them, I feel the need to be conscious and aware. Because when someone is watching them after they've finished, then you get to see it right from the start. And I want to make a good first impression. and like really just explain to the people who are watching um, what I've done and what I've been able to do. I don't know. Now that like I always reach this point where after I've summarized everything I've done and what I'm gonna be doing, I relax, and then suddenly I'm like, oh yeah, I'm alone, and that's okay. Ah, but yeah, that's sort of my plan. Honestly, I think I'm gonna make um, like just looking at the size of what I'm gonna need over here. I'm probably gonna make this center city a bit bigger. Like it already takes up so much space, but looking at that, like I'm gonna make that into a full square, and I'll have all of the lines come up and some like I'm not gonna expand it over the entire section, but you know I'm gonna make that bigger and bring the lines up, which we'll do more in this stream. But yeah, I've also been going around and clearing out all of the what are those plant things that like emit gas that's like poisonous or whatever? Not plants, but like the structure stuff, like the pores or the spores, whatever they're called. But yeah, I've been slowly going around clearing them out, and same with the random bits of uranium ore. I've just been mining them up and then deleting them, because honestly, the only ore I'm gonna be using uranium from are the uranium nodes, like over there on top of that cliff. Otherwise, I'm just not going to use them. And I want to be able to walk around the world without any fear of like running into a space where the spores are creating poison or or needing like running into a space where there's radiation. Essentially, I want to make this map as clean as possible. Slowly but surely, we are getting there. Do you think we'll ever get a DLC that like expands to those regions? It's like if you look at it, this is kind of a weird drop off. You know, it'd kind of be cool if there was something over there that we could go to. Or over there. That'd be cool. I don't know. Still though, seeing all of the map from this angle, it's hard to picture just how big this map is when you can see so much of it from this angle. Cause it looks so quote unquote small. I don't know. Like when I'm going around in it, it's very big. But when you stand out to look at it, it gets small. I think that's partially to do with how big this disc is and like all of these bridges are spanning out across the map. It looks like, oh yeah, you can just run along there and you run along over to there and you go over to there. But it's like that's a 5 minute fly. Like even with um yeah, I forgot about that. But like even with my jetpack, it's or not jetpack, hover pack. It's like a really long flight. Like I have to use the hypertube if I really want to get around anywhere at a reasonable speed. But yeah, honestly, I'm just stalling because I don't want to have to go and do all of this. Because that's the one thing about the nodes. I have to put down all of the um, connections for it, which kind of sucks. Okay, there we go. Hmm. Anyway, after I get all the nodes set up in this place, probably going to go move to the next zone, wherever I choose that to be. And then once I get enough of the zones set up, and I have most of the resources coming out and like put up on the Sky City or Sky Cities, I can start looking at logistics, start working on advanced parts. Honestly, right now, the fact that my factory over here, like this is the heart of my factory right now. This is what's enabling me to just go and run around and build willy-nilly. And I would like to tear it down and like really dig into it to like make it nice and clean and efficient. But that can only be done once I have a decent amount of resources set up over there, and in the desert, and in the swamp, and in the blue crater, and here, and you get what I mean. You know what I mean. Well, can't stall anymore. Oh, forgot. Today is the 5th. It's the 15th. Where was it? It's over here. Huh. See, I don't have rocket fuel unlocked yet. So that's gonna be nice. Whee! Mixy. This power line isn't always gonna be here, but you know, this conveyor I don't think I'm gonna be moving since it's gonna be directly on top of the spot. But the power line, I'll probably change that out. Okay. Nice. Sorry, what? Well, it seems like I am not gonna be here for that much longer. Something. Anyway. It kind of sucks that I'm cutting this stream short, but I had to go. I mean, it'll probably take me like an hour at most. Nah, I'll just end the stream. Well, I will see you guys later, I guess. Hope you have a good day, and yeah.